Hi everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and today we are going to be decorating buttons. Yay! And who doesn't have buttons, right? I got buttons, we got buttons, we collect them. I mean, we got tons of them. It's just, you look around at buttons, too many buttons. And you look at them and you're just kind of bored with them because they're all, you know, just grungy and blah and just eh. So we're gonna decorate them, and I'm gonna show you guys different techniques and ways to do it. If you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys will see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. All right. So let's see here. We got all kinds of stuff happening, and let's see. I'm getting in my little crack there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through and sort out the buttons that I want to do today. And so I'm going to start off doing that first. So these are the selected few here. And I want to show you what we're going to be using. So pretty much any paint that you have will work. This is just an apple barrel, one of the cheapos, like from Walmart or something. You can get them anywhere, right? So you can use those. And then there's the acrylic ones, Liquitex. And this stuff is great. Gosh, had it for years, so I'll have to check some of them, see if they're still good. They should be. They last forever. They're really good paints. So I got a couple of those. Okay, and then the basics, which is awesome. Another Liquitex. So those are great. Got one of that. And just some more of these. And this is just the acrylic paint. I've had it forever. It's a Delta Cream Coat. I'm assuming you could get it at Walmart, or I don't even know if they discontinued it. I don't even know if the paint's going to be dry, but we're going to check all these out. And another technique I wanted to try too is to take RIT dye, which is my tie-dye that I use for like my tie-dye banners I do in my Etsy shop and my rainbow gift bags that I make. And I use RIT dye for it. So I just take it and do like a lid with 12 ounces of water, and then I just have it in bottles that I mix, and then just put some in a spray bottle, and we're going to try spritzing them, so you could do that. And I also put some in a container just to have in here, so I think we're going to like do some of these white and let them dry, and then try soaking them in some dye and see how that turns out too. So we're going to try different techniques today, and then make sure you have a wet rag or cloth or baby wipe or something, because you're gonna make a mess. You're gonna make a mess. I mean, I need to go get a glass with water in it for my paint brushes. So these are what we're gonna try, is a spongy one, which these are just cheapos. You can find it at Walmart or wherever. Just a sponge. A blotter, where we could try, it's just got a blunt end like that, so we can just blot on top of it. And a toothbrush, because we're gonna try dipping it in the paint and flicking it. And then you can flick it everywhere. Just an old toothbrush. And then another big flat blotter, like a stencil. These are like stenciling paintbrushes, but they work great. We could try that and just do that. Smaller, just square paintbrush. Tip, get one with a tip on it, like that. And then just a smaller one. And then this one, you can take it, and I have paintbrushes that I've cut to use how I want them, and you can always do that. You can cut them to make them smaller and do that if you don't have like these sizes, so that's always an option. Okay, so those are different options right there. And what I'm going to do is go grab a glass of water. I need something to dip my paintbrushes in, and I'm going to start just coating these. I'll do it in a time lapse. I'm going to start just doing different colors on sections of them, and just do a base coat so we can let it dry. So that's pretty much where we're going to start, is we're going to just pick a color and then just paint them. and just paint everything and then just let it kind of dry and then we'll mess with it. Okay? Okay, a couple things I want to talk to you guys about is if you get your holes plugged up, you could take a toothpick and just kind of poke them out like that and get them unplugged. And if you want to kind of, if you can see over here, I put a little bit of brown, just a smidge of brown there, and then you could go ahead and do your base coat like that, and then take a little bit of brown and kind of smash it, blot it a little bit, and then you could just go like that on top just to make it, just give it a little bit of like a decorative splatter on top. So that's one way to do that too. And I'm just worrying about the tops. I'm not worrying about the bottoms at all, because I'm going to wind up gluing these onto a journal or using them that way. But if you want, you just wait for them to dry and do the same thing to the other side. So I'm just putting them over to the side here. And then this one, how you got like the darker, you could do that. Do a little darker here. And then get some of it off your paintbrush. Get a little bit of white. And then you could do that. So it kind of just gives it like a speckled paint look here. You guys can see that. So that's a technique you can do. Okay. And so this one's fun. This big blotter one works really nice. So I'm just trying different ones. And then I did the sponge one. And let's go ahead and let's try this one. Okay. Let's get some different colors here incorporated. Got like a, what's this one? Permanent Hooker's Green Hue. that's what that one is. Okay, so we're gonna put that there. Okay. And I don't name the stuff. I don't name it. Okay, so here we go. And then this one's just kind of like a plasticky bead button. So we're just rejuvenating them all, making them look cool. So I'm just throwing on some base paints here. And then we could go through and use all kinds of stuff to decorate them on top. So this one works great if you want to get into tight little spaces and just get into the crevices and stuff. So that's a good one. Okay. So I'm just gonna leave that one like that and move it over. Let that one dry. Okay, so we tried that one. Let's go ahead and do the little stencil paintbrush here. What do we want? Let's go ahead and do yellow oxide. Like I said, these were my mom's when she went back to college and did some art classes, and whoo, I'm telling you, these are old, but they last forever. I mean, they really do. I remember being as a kid playing with these. And these are still the same paints. So if you're ever gonna invest in these, trust me, they last forever. I mean, I'm not gonna age myself, but they're old. Trust me. Trust me. Okay. We're gonna just daub in that real quick. And this one's a little wooden bead. So let's see what we can do here. This paintbrush is a little stiffer. So see how I covered that hole? Ooh. Okay. So I covered the hole up, and I'm just gonna take my toothpick and just poke it through like that. Just to get it back. Okay. So just do a good coat on it. And like I said, this is just the base coat. We can add splatters to the top and just fun different things. Okay, so that, let's try this one. We'll try them all. And let's just mess with the colors we have out here. Let's do a little green. Green on blue? Sure. Oh, I just noticed, so like if it's a little wet paint underneath it, just stick the button on top and it won't move around. There's a little tip and trick I just figured out. So if you have a little wet paint underneath, just kind of stick it to it and it won't slide all over the place. And I'm not too concerned about the bottoms because, like you said, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and glue them onto the journals or whatever I'm using or something. But here's a little yellow on this one, so I'm just gonna get some paint and just do some. That's why these nice stencil flat ones are nice, like that. And just get some decorative. It looks like little gold specks on it. You guys see that one? See that? It's just got the pretty gold specks on it. So those are fun. So put that to the side. So that's what these are great for, is just splotting some color on top of them. So you got different sizes. And if you don't have that, let's try a toothbrush. Everybody got an old toothbrush somewhere. So let's go ahead and paint another one here. Let's grab one of these. Let's do a little white. Here, let's stick it on top of the paint. The other one stuck nicely here. What if we stick a little paint down, then stick it on top? No, this one's slippery. It's because it's like a slippery plastic. So it's just not cooperating with me. It is not. Okay. I kind of like how the other colors coming through too. And then we're picking up the green that's underneath. So it's kind of like a seafoam green, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so we got that. And what we're gonna do, oh yeah, we're gonna do the big blotch. So I'm gonna pick up some brown. There. Just do some fun. There we go. See, so those are kind of nice just to do that. I mean, those look great like that. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. Let's see. We got more green on here. I don't know what this one's gonna do. It's like a metal, just a big old metal button that's got a thing on the back. So I don't know. Let's decorate it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It's an experimenting kind of day, so I hope you guys are having a crafty day today. Getting out your old buttons that you just been have sitting around and going, what am I going to do with these? They're ugly. Well, let's make them pretty. Do your own artwork. Okay. So that's kind of cool. There we go. So we can do that. And then take some paintbrush. That's what we're gonna do. And you can just dab the paintbrush. Let's just do that. If you don't have one of these, just the stencil ones, you can just take a paintbrush and do the same concept. This one I can kind of hold. So just go like that and just kind of dab it around. Throw a little brown on there. Kind of looks like a mushroom top to me. So that's kind of fun. Could be a little, oh man. It could be a little mushroom top. It's a heavy little button, that's for sure. I'll do a little more green back where it was here. So there, you can get as crazy as you want. So that's kind of fun. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I didn't do that one. Did I? Oh, I think I did, but let's do a different color here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and just do the same. I'm just gonna do all the base real quick like I was. So I'm gonna go back to that, just getting those done. All right, I want to show you guys a little trick that I just figured out. Is take your toothpick and just put it in one of the holes of the buttonholes and get your paint on there, and it won't move. So it stays in place, and you just stick it in a hole and paint like that. Ta-da! Little tip and trick. Now, if you notice, I'm painting a lot of them brown and like white and cream color. I want to make a, I made a coffee journal in my Etsy shop, and that's sold. But I want to try a different one and do another coffee, kind of the same concept, but I want to put buttons along the spine or on the side of it to look like coffee beans. So I think that'll be kind of fun. So I want to go ahead and paint a bunch of them brown, but I wanted to show you guys the little tip here. It's just you just put your toothpick in there and go like that. And then it doesn't move all over the table for you. So I'm just going to keep going, and then we'll have a base coat and we'll go from there. So everything is a little drier now. And let's go ahead and do some fun things and see what we can do. So I got some black soot oxide. And here's one thing we could try. And I got a little butterfly stamp. Okay. And I'm going to see how this works out. There we go. So you can do some stamping on it. Like that. Just do some butterflies all over it. Why not? So you can do butterflies on it. So do some stamping as an idea. And let's go ahead and take a toothbrush like this. And let's get some paint on it. I'm gonna get it wet a little. Dip it in some paint. And we're gonna try splatting on it. So I'm making it just kind of a thin, like this, and then you just take your finger and just run it across like that. You could do some fun just splats on it. So brown. You could just switch it up to different colors. Let's try a little bit of orange. I don't think we used orange much. Did a little bit of orange. So I'm just dipping it, getting the paint wet. Like that. And then you just take it and you just flick some paint on it. Like that. there's another technique. Okay, so we just kind of splattered some paint on it. So we'll put that to the side. Okay, so we did that one, and then I got my spray bottle here, and I just got some black RIT dye in it. Just the RIT, I'll show you guys. It's the RIT dye that I use for my tie-dye stuff, and that's what it looks like. And I just watered it down and put it into a little spray bottle, so let's try that. And this is black. I'll just do a little spritz on it. So you can probably do this with food coloring, some of the ink oxide refills that you can get. You can water those, you know, put some of those in, water them down, and do some spritz on it. So, I mean, that's one way to do it. I mean, it turned out okay, but you could try different colors and stuff. So I just kind of just did that, but I'm kind of liking the technique just to splatter too. I think that's kind of fun. Okay, so if you don't have the spray bottle and stuff, you could just do it that way. That's another way to do it. And let's see. I want to try this. I don't know if it's going to work that good, but I have, and this is more of a wine color and mixed with black. And I want to, I got a mess going, huh? I want to soak a button in it and see what happens. So let's just, it might just take the paint off. I don't know. But let's just put one in there. We'll put it in there, set it to the side, and then I will check it. So let's see what happens. It might take the color. Just to experiment. Okay, and then what else can we do here? We can also do some puff paints. Or just some fabric. 3D fabric paints is what I got. And let's see. Metallic copper. Let's try that. So this is a fun idea to sit and decorate. So I'm just doing it, and you just go down and up and down and up. So that's one thing you could do. There we go. There. So that's kind of fun. So you do little puff paints like that. And let's see. I like to test it out on the side first. What else can we do here? What else can we do? Like that. And this is a metal one, so it's kind of cool. And it does remind me of a mushroom, kind of. So find something fun to do with that. So little puff paints on it. Just gives it a little pop. Okay, let's set that somewhere without making a big mess here. Oh, man. Okay, well, you know what? That's another thing we can do to it, too. Now that it already did it for us. Is just take them and paint it like that. Okay, well, that was a happy little mistake. As I said, there's never any real mistakes, you know? So let's just go like that. So you can go ahead and just paint it on with puff paints. Give it a little character that way. So there's an idea. You know, things happen for a reason. Okay, I kind of like that. I like that better. Yeah, that's kind of cool how it shines. All right, so let's just not touch it. Just leave it there. Okay. Well, now we got to do a puff paint one. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do this one. That'd be cool. Let's try some different colors. Let's do metallic brown. I didn't do that yet, did I? No. Okay, and then we could go, I don't know if I've used this one, so let me test it. And then we could just pop it around. That's a cool color. So yeah, just anything you could think of to kind of just make your buttons a little more desirable and just change them up a little bit. You can find all kinds of different things you can do. And then this is like a glittery, oh, it says it right there. Glitter silver. You can barely read that. Ooh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So let's, ooh, man, that really wants to come out weird. Okay. I don't know if I like that. It kind of wants to curl up in a weird way. Okay, there. I don't know if I like this one. There we go. Well, you know what you can do? If all else fails, it'll just give it a little glitter. Yeah, look at that. I'm kind of liking the idea of painting them with it. It's not a bad idea. So why not take your puff paints or your, you know, fabric paints or any of that and just kind of, there we go. Give it something a little different. You can see that. So you can see how it just spices them up. Just gives them something different. And this one's looking, look at that, when we sprayed it. That's pretty cool. So let it dry and it kind of has that bubbly, it's taking the paint and kind of bubbling it up. So that's really neat with the dye. And that was with this, with the spray, the RIT dye. So I like that. That turned out really cool. I wasn't sure about that one, but you just let it sit and then look at them and see what it's gonna do. Okay, what was another? We splattered, we did the spray bottle, we did the puff paints. Another idea you could do too, and I can go grab it real quick, is take thread, like you could go get some embroidery thread or some thread and just go through the holes with it. Let me see, I'd want to get like maybe one of these or something, and then just decorate it with the thread. So let me go grab some thread. Got some crochet cord, and I use this stuff for binding journals and stuff too, but whoops, I think it'd be kind of fun. It's got a cool orange and white variegated colors. So what you could do, oops, we could just go like this, and since I'm not too worried about the back here, I'm just gonna take this, and I have the art glitter glue, and this stuff is great, and it dries pretty fast, so this would be a good one to, you just glue your string or whatever you're using. Get that one out of the way. And just give it a glue down here. Just hold it for a second. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is just keep going like this. Now I'm just going through the hole. Like that. And these would be fun to do, like sitting and watching your favorite program and just taking your time and just putting the right where you want it. Like that. Okay. So there we go. And then I'm going to the next one. It's gonna kind of look like sun rays. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just going through and each hole about 4 or 5 times and doing them just like that. So I'm going to do that in a time lapse, and I'm just going to see how it turns out. So all done with that one, and I think it turned out really cool. So it's kind of fun to incorporate some string and rope, or embroidery thread, or whatever you got. And that, I think it looks kind of like sun rays shooting around. So there's an idea. So you can take thread and do that. And I think the last idea I got here is to decoupage. And what I did is I did this earlier. I did it in a time lapse, if you guys saw it. And I just took a napkin that I dyed. I like put some dye in the spray bottle, different colors, and spritz a napkin. It's a paper towel. This is a paper towel. And spritzed it, and had some book pages that I put underneath, and I inked. And the concept, I had a bunch left over after making my junk mail journals. And these are made out of junk mail. I don't want to get paint on them. And I have these in my Etsy shop, and I'll put the link down below if you want to check them out. But I inked paper or book pages and put them underneath, and then decoupage on top with the napkin. So when I cut a bunch out, I had leftovers that I kept. So it has the book pages on it inked underneath. So I thought that would look really cool on a button. So I did a decoupage on that, and I will show you guys how I did that. But for this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and let it dry a little bit more before we cut it around it. So let's do an example here. Darn it, you'd think I'd be ready with the button, but let me see what I can find here. I only have a million buttons. I want a big one though. Here. Should we do it with black? That might be kind of cool. Just to contrast a little. Maybe we got this one too. That one's kind of fun. I kind of want flat backs though, because gluing with a bump on the back is kind of hard, you know. Okay. Let's see, there's a big one right there. But let's do both. Here, there we go. Okay. So what you need is, it's pretty much 2 parts school glue, which is Elmer's. So 2 parts that, plus 1 part water, and I think I put baby powder. I think baby powder cornstarch is in this one, but you don't need that for the decoupage, because I did how to take the shine out of magazine pages and book pages, which I'll put that link down below if you guys want to check it out. But you can put like a tablespoon of baby powder in there, and then you can take the shine out of your magazine pages and your book pages. So that's a fun project too. So I'll put that link down below. Okay. Let's do, because I will forget. So remind me if I do forget, but I'll put baby powder, magazines, and I'll put the link to my junk mail. But you guys could come to my Etsy shop too if you want to come. Just if I forget to put a link down, if you come to my Etsy shop, you'll see there's always a link down there for that. So I'll try to remember to put links down below, but sometimes I get busy and whoops, and I forget. Okay, so then this is the consistency of it, and I like this paintbrush for it. This is my good paintbrush. Okay. So make sure to shake it and stir it up really good. And then that's the consistency, if you could see, like that. Or it's just kind of, you want a little runny, but not too runny. Okay? So we're going to take our buttons here and go ahead and put it on the button first. And just, you know, do a good amount on it. And then this toothpick idea really does work. Let's seems to work. Okay, then you're not getting it. I'm chasing it around everywhere. I've been there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take, and we'll just do it together here. I want to be able to press around each one, so let's see. I'll try to get the paper on there. See what else you can do. Is take some that, oops. I like this one. So we can go like this. Go ahead and put your stuff down on top of it and just do a good amount. Just make sure there's no air bubbles or anything underneath. But yeah, so just take, you know, you could take your paper towels and or napkins, and if you just have plain ones, just spray some food coloring on it. Spray some, or even take your toothbrush and dip it and splatter it all over it, and just do kind of the same techniques, you know, on like we did the buttons. Just do it on the napkin or paper towel, and then just do your glue and water solution, and just decoupage it on, and you got some brand new buttons, you know, little brand new things to play with. Okay, so I'm just doing this, and then let's say that's too plain for me. I'll take, and you can pop something on there. Oh, and you know what else is fun? Oh, I just thought of it. Tea bags. I'm gonna stop this, and I'm gonna go grab my tea bags, because I save like all the tea bags, and then I use, me and my husband drink chamomile tea, so it doesn't really dye the bags that good. So I wind up avocado dyeing them and onion dyeing them, so they have the cool, you know, look to them. And I use those for decoupage too. So let's put some tea bags. So there's another thing you could do, is add some tea bags. But you can layer up, just like that. Okay, I think we got that good enough. So what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and move this over to my shelf and let it dry, and I will bring over my tea bags and we'll do those. All right, so I got my tea bags here, and I have little ones like this, and then I got the full-sized ones like that. So we got different, and then you can see the avocado. I avocado dyed this one, and then I'm sure this is onion dyed. Yeah, I think those are onion dyed. So let's go ahead and grab a couple out. I'll just do a couple here. So it's the same concept. Just go ahead and put down your glue on top. Don't you love just making a mess some days, you know? Just getting out all your messy stuff and seeing what you can come up with. It's like, once the floodgates open of just the creativity, you really start thinking of different ways to do things, you know? And to incorporate everything that you have. So, let's see. So just coat it. I'm just getting around the edges. And then once it dries, we'll cut that one in a minute, the one that is all dried and stuff, and it hopefully it'll hug to the side there. But I think so. We're experimenting together. Wow. That's the best way to do it. Oh, you can kind of see the orange coming through. And then, you know, like say you don't like the orange coming through, you could double layer it up, put another one on top and thicken it up, or once these are all done, you can even splatter some paint on top of them and do the same, you know, concept. Like, and it just gives it a cool texture, you know, like when you have them on junk journals or you're using them for something, it makes somebody want to touch it and go, ooh, I want to see what that feels like, you know. And that's the whole point, you know, of junk journaling, is you want to touch the textures and feel them and just see what they're made out of and why, and that's the adventure part of it all. So just keep your creativity open, you know, because there's no wrong way to crafting and to doing junk journals. There's no, you know, it's just, you just go a different way about it. And that's, you know, that's the creativity of it all. So that's the fun part. So now we could, even when it's wet, we can do this. And it just gives it a little more something, you know? And we all like a little something here. So just take it and I'm just going to incorporate all of them. And just kind of splat it. You do some splat marks. That. You know what? Something else I want to do is a little bit of black. I think I used a lot of this. Let's see. Oh. Maybe try a little bit of black in it. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to just commit to one color. So I'll let these dry and then I'll try to get a picture at the end and you guys can see the end results, you know, after they're all dry and stuff. But those turned out pretty cool. So that's kind of fun. And then you can even throw a little bit of green in there if you want to. All right. I don't want to get too crazy here. So there. Let's go ahead and be done with that for now. So yeah, I mean, save your tea bags. They're great. And just, you know, take the tea out of them. You don't really need the tea part, so just throw that part away and just, you know, you could dye these. You could do them with any of the dyes. Like you could use the RIT dye to dye them and make them different colors and then decoupage with them. And they're a lot sturdier than like a napkin or a paper towel because they're made to not rip, you know? Like, I mean, if you yank on it really hard, it's gonna rip, but they're pretty sturdy, you know? And yeah, so they're fun to play with. So let me get my hands clean here. I'm gonna try, let's see. So this is pretty sturdy and hard now. So let's see what we got. I'm just gonna kind of cut around it. Like that. There we go. And that's why I save all my little pieces and stuff, and because you never know what you're going to use it for, you know? I didn't think of this till today. So, and I'm like, oh, I might as well use those, you know? So there we go. And if you have something that didn't stick that good, like how that's coming up, nobody's going to know. Just take your little art glitter glue, and there's a little tip and trick. There we go. And just do a little glue. Bam. Nobody will know. It'll be our little secret. So then the back looks like that. So you can go ahead and decoupage the other side if you wanted to use these as maybe to dangle and stuff. And also, here's the fun part, if you want, you could take a needle. Whoa. Oh my goodness. And you could poke it through like this and give yourself the buttonholes like that. So there you go. And then you have your little buttonholes in it. And now it looks like it's your own special button that we made. Look at that. So there we go. So there's many different ways to do buttons and to decorate them and to make them your own and get your own personality into them. And I hope you found this informational. And if you could, please, please, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting, guys. And have a great day. I forgot to show you guys. I want to show you guys this real quick. Oh my god, do I want to reach my hands in there? Not particularly, so let's try to do it with a paintbrush here. I kind of want to see how this button turned out. I forgot about it. Ooh. Okay, it's really wet. And it kind of bumped up, so that's cool. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. And here, I really don't want to get it all over my hands, but if you could see, it kind of, like the paint on it, kind of wanted to peel off. But I'm thinking if we let it just sit and dry, it took some of the color too. Because remember, it was really white. So that's the end of it right there. Yeah, so that turned out pretty cool. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick.